Hello, welcome.
Hi guys,
Minnesotans. This is Ask Nancy, Nancy.Yang, Premier Realtor in the Twin Cities. Nancy, and we got two things to show you today. We're going over the current state of real estate, and she's the expert, so she's going to answer all your questions. And then if you look behind me, up, down, side, you're going to see her listing, not just her listing, but her personal ground up, build up, new construction, modular home. She's going to go over everything that she's learned about this.
That's right. We got a long time coming, guys.
We got blueprints coming, pro do's and don'ts, everything she's learned. Would you ever do a modular house if you had a lot available? So you are in like the perfect time slot. Okay, we're gonna learn so much about real estate. You ready, Nancy?
All right. Yeah, guys, let's do it.
Tell us real estate. I hear it's like crazy shortage.
Yes, absolutely. It is an unprecedented time year after COVID hit the entire world, and spring market here in Minnesota, our Twin City market, came early. Of course, there are a lot of people trying to jump the gun in December. Actually, some homes had already started, kind of flying off the shelf at that point. We have, I would say I'm working with over a dozen buyers plus.
Are you driving a lot everywhere?
I'm driving every day. In fact, my schedule is booked solid for the next 4 days straight in terms of just, and then, I'll get the text like, can we squeeze in one more here, one more there?
Oh my gosh.
And so, it is, it's an interesting time to be a buyer's agent, helping home buyers buy, of course.
Multiple offers, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So it's a given, multiple offers. Get it ready quick.
Yep, exactly. In fact, I was trying to devise a way of how much quicker I can get these purchase agreements out, because obviously we still have to see these homes. There are crazy buyers that are buying homes sight unseen, but highly not recommended, guys. And again, so we're going out every single day, guys, showing homes, looking at homes all over the Twin City metro area, driving actually farther and farther away. I even actually showed and put a contract out on a property in Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Oh my gosh, that's very
where the home prices are definitely much more affordable than here in the Twin Cities. However, so that's what's happening, guys. Interest rates, depending on your credit score, your income, down payment that's available are still in the low threes, which is excellent.
Great.
Definitely better than renting. The rental market is very strong here in terms of the Twin Cities. Just, again, not a lot of rentals available. And just, affordable housing is an ultimate shortage here in the Twin Cities. And so, one alternative that we were looking at to not be competing with so many other buyers was potentially new construction. However, I was actually reading an article just yesterday about how the number of permits out for new construction is like at an all-time high, in like the last 17 years. So there are so many people building new construction homes right now. In fact, I have not one but 3 buyers who have new homes being built right now, and we are just hearing about delay after delay, right? So to give you guys a quick insight in terms of that, new construction prices are rising. Why? Building costs are going up, right? So essentially, like a 2x4 that used to be like $2.99.
I remember those
I
days.
just double checked. It's running $7.25.
Wow,
so
just for a stick.
Imagine you need like 1,500 of those or 2,000 of those. And so that kind of cost hike has definitely impacted builders in terms of, like for instance, one of the builders that we've interviewed before, Lennar, is moving more towards just building what we call a spec home. So they're just saying, hey, these homes are selling anyway, so we're just going to, instead of let the lot sit there for you to kind of go a la carte and say, oh, I want this home on this lot, and etc. They're just building them out now, and they're kind of like a dealership. And you go in, and if you like this house, it's on this lot, and it's ready to go for you, and most of everything has been picked. But not every builder is going that way, of course. However, it probably makes it a little bit easier for the builder in terms of change orders and things like that, right? And even like a sheet of OSB, which is like a plywood that you would use in like siding or flooring. I just double checked, and those are running $40 to $50 a sheet, a 4x8 sheet. Yep. So very expensive, very expensive.
So where do you see the housing crisis or the housing situation a year from now, 18 months from now, 2 years, or 2 years from now? How is that going to look like?
Well, I would tell you that it's going to be very much impacted because, guys, we have buyers that are offering $30,000 to $50,000 above asking right now for
Really?
existing homes. Yep, absolutely. In fact, it's definitely scary. We still run into the appraisal issue, right? I mean, of course, we're firmly into second quarter for 2021. However, pricing is still based kind of on, fourth quarter of 2020. And again, home sales that were just starting to rise in 2021. So I've run into multiple agents, myself included, where a buyer is willing to pay XYZ. However, the appraisal comes in $25,000 below asking. And so now it's negotiation between the buyer and the seller to see if we can make a sale still happen, right? So I would say 12 to 18 months going forward here, guys, there's still people that need homes, right? There's still people that are selling homes, their families are still growing, or they're downsizing. Life still happens, of course. But it'll be interesting to see what the interest rate does. I mean, it hiked a little higher to like 3.5 earlier this year, which started to impact people's buying power. So eventually, although it's been primarily a seller's market the last 7 years, if the interest rates begin rising, our home buyers in general, I mean, their buying power is just simply going to go down. And so the homes at the higher price bracket, and even I'm seeing competition, guys, even well into the 500,000s, so like a 4.25 home, $450,000 home may sell upwards of close to 500,000. It will all come down to appraisal, of course. So it's very important still, guys. My best recommendation, like always, make sure you're looking at the size of the home, the bedrooms, bathrooms, garages. Perfect example. Before my meeting with you today here, Linda, I was, when advising a client, we're looking at, it's the smallest home in a very nice neighborhood.
Okay.
And, one of the factors is obviously school district,
yes.
long term, that's what the families of the home buyers thinking of.
Important.
But it was one of those lots that was kind of probably like the last lot in the neighborhood to sell. The backyard is literally like the side of someone's house. The home itself, because of setback requirements and building requirements, can only be built so big, of course. And so this home is about 1,000 square feet smaller than most of the homes in the neighborhood. So you get to, for the right person, you get to enjoy the benefits of being in this beautiful neighborhood. And perhaps the large yard is not a big deal to you, and you're in the, school district that you want to be in, of course. However, literally almost every inch of this home is finished. There's no more room for you to really improve it at this point in terms of driving the value up.
Okay.
But other homes are selling, almost $100,000 more than your home would be able to sell for.
Wow.
So the decision the buyer is kind of, considering is it worth it for me to, pay this price for this home? Because of course the seller, in their mind, they're seeing the home prices in their area and they know what they want. They want as much money as they can get for the home, right? And so, so the buyer is toying with the idea of, okay, do I buy this home that may be overpriced at this time, but have everything that I want besides a large yard? Or do I, maybe buy something that needs a little bit of work, that isn't quite as nice, but is still also in the same, school district that I want to be in. So yeah, we're going to go out and take a look at some of those options today and kind of try to, decide which one's going to be best for us.
Okay. So speaking of houses, we're in a house right now, not just any house, but this is Nancy's own personal investment. It was a lot, and she built a new construction from ground up. Not just new construction, but it was a modular house. Nancy, what is modular?
Absolutely, guys. I can tell you guys all about it. In fact, this is our, this has been our little baby, in fact, if you want to call it that. We're working in partnership with a local contractor, Superior Classic, Troy Olson, over at Superior Classic. So, we were trying to look at alternative ways of investing, right? We've always, purchased like old homes, remodeled them, and then either, rented them out to wonderful families or resold them, of course, on the market if the timing was right. And we were looking at a quicker way of being able to build homes. And so what we were doing is we actually had purchased several lots together. And the goal was we were going to try one just to see pricing wise, timing, how that impacted the build time and things like that. And Troy is actually a commercial contractor that does a lot of like remodels and additions and things like that in the Twin Cities. And of course, I've been a contractor since like 2012, I think it is, or so. But my primary day-to-day bread and butter is really helping people like you, buyers and sellers, right? So we're hoping that we could have this joint melding of minds where we'd be able to really get this project off and running, right?
Okay.
So yeah, so first off, a modular home, guys, is it's actually a home that is prefabricated, so they call them prefabs.
It's built off-site.
Yep, it's built off-site, actually in a giant factory, and in fact, we may have the opportunity to tour one. So Linda, maybe you can come along with me for that. Yeah. But it's the idea is that obviously a normal stick-built home, right? We're subject to weather, especially here in Minnesota, a lot of weather issues, right?
Yes.
This home is built basically in sections, like on a giant conveyor belt, all in temperature controlled, as much machine built as possible, and then finished by hand. So the company we're working with for this home is actually Stratford Homes. And they employ all of the large labor forces from their local and central Wisconsin.
Nice.
So it's right from, right in town. And again, it was interesting just because we got to see everything really from the ground up, So we actually had found the lot. We purchased this lot for about, it was actually someone who owned the lot who just wasn't doing anything with it. We were able to track down the owner and we were able to purchase the lot. And then began kind of the building plans, right? So just similar to a normal build, we still had to have a survey completed of the land, even though it's just a flat 40 by 125 foot, lot here in St. Paul.
Yeah.
And we had to have all the schematics drawn up for it. The property itself, we had to have a stormwater plan for how we're going to address stormwater while, as the home is built. And then energy efficiency tests and things like that as we went along. However, the first part of the upper part of the house, right? Essentially, the home itself, it's 24 feet wide by 42 feet long. And it was all built again in a factory. And it was actually...
It was shipped on, trucked in and craned.
Yep, trucked in and craned literally on top of the lot.
We have that video, we'll show you too.
Yeah, exactly. And so we actually had to, we had to find a company to come in and put in the foundation, connect to sewer lines, water lines, the electrical, to the home. And everything in this modular home, like the electric and plumbing, all runs down. And so when they set the home on top, essentially then we'd have a company come in and reconnect, just connect everything. So kind of a very popular style home here in St. Paul and surrounding areas actually would be a one-level ranch style home.
So is it okay if you show us? I'm going to put the camera around.
Absolutely.
So
let's do that.
You're going to see every inch of this modular house, brand new, built by Nancy.Yang, so she can answer all your questions. Okay.
All right, well, welcome guys. We're actually standing right here in the living room / dining room space. So it spans the entire width of the whole entire house. So we've got these, double pane, low E argon gas, windows, vinyl windows all throughout the entire home. We have a large, 6 foot by 24 foot front porch. As you can see all that green treated lumber that's out there, so you can enjoy your neighborhood and see who's out walking around. And I'll point out 2 features that you're going to see. It's a little unusual in this house that you wouldn't see maybe in others, is that instead of a central heat and central AC system to heat and cool the home, we opted to go with a heat pump system. So you're going to see a unit in each room, essentially, where you can really kind of control temperatures, and it's just a great way of being more energy efficient. And then of course we've got recessed lighting, and then a beautiful luxury vinyl plank that we're using in LVP down here as well, and 2 entrances here to the home. So this would be just kind of your informal kind of dining space right here. And it was so cool to see this home when it was craned in, guys. There were structures kind of that running through the middle of the home, holding it all together. Of course, it wasn't damaged in transport. In this kitchen, we put all the appliances after the fact, but what people are looking for in their next home, in their upgrade home, wonderful kitchen island, to be able to use for baking and just prepping for your family. This is actually a beautiful smoke color on these cabinets, so it's stained smoke. So it's just a little bit different than the constant white on white that we see everywhere. And very basic laminate, but we've got an undermount sink that's in here as well. And this home, actually, you guys, when we hit the market, we were on the market for 4 days and we had 5 offers on this property. So the home has sold over the list price and we are now waiting for appraisal at this point. So coming over, we've got a full basement on this home. And we're toying with the idea of potentially maybe purchasing homes and just building them what they call slab on grade, maybe wider homes. Wider homes for more space, but maybe no basement to save on cost. And as we have like a large aging population, it's kind of it's a good retirement type of home, So you've got 2 bedrooms up here on the main floor. So this is the second bedroom right in here. Again, updated doors, and you can see throughout the home all the the hardware and everything like that matches. It's all brushed nickel, along with the even lighting. And again, you're going to see that heat pump again in each room. And you've got actually 2 full bathrooms right here on the main floor. So this would be more your common bathroom. And very basic, again, you've got the luxury vinyl plank that runs throughout the entire home, fiberglass around. We've got our bath fan that's definitely necessary. In addition to that, a cultured marble top that's in here. Now, coming over, guys, this is actually the master. So again, everything you're looking for. This space actually spans almost the entire width of the home as well. So large master, you can easily fit a king size bed in here. We wanted some additional lights, and we actually added some additional windows back here, just so you can see how much ambient light there is. We've got a nice walk-in closet with all the wire shelving already installed. And then, of course, you can see the other full bathroom that's right here, so you don't have to share, right? You may want to take a peek in the backyard. I don't know if you can see out those windows, but we did build a 2-car garage as well. And we've seeded part of the yard, that's all coming in, and we soldered actually the rest of the outside, okay? So, Linda, do you want to do something, walk outside? And we'll have a video, guys, just showcasing you guys like the entire tour of the home.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we can wrap up in here and we can do the video later.
Yep, and Lisa Perano says hi.
Hey, Lisa!
And also just any pros and cons of modular houses.
Absolutely, guys. So I would say that, this was our first project, and there are a lot of lessons learned along the way. Specifically, you definitely want to do your homework with your subcontractors, right? So in general, the whole point of going with a modular was so that we could save on time and some cost in terms of building out the actual home itself. And unfortunately, this home had been, built and was kind of sitting in the warehouse waiting for us to get ready. We had contracted a subcontractor to come and put in, to dig out the foundation. And unfortunately, the gentleman that we had worked with, had dug out the foundation, but hadn't poured the actual wall. He didn't do the walls, he didn't do the actual foundation slab or anything like that for quite some time. So he finally got another subcontractor come in and do some of the work. So that was most of the delay, in fact. I feel like the project could have gone much faster if we had gone maybe with a, I think we would have been fine paying a little bit more for a company that was just, really in full, I would say like full operation, like it's their day-to-day, and of course this is what this contractor had purported himself to be, but unfortunately that was one of the biggest delays in this project, of course. The house was ready to be set on top of the foundation, or our foundation wasn't. So that was the biggest delay, but it was so cool to see like the trucks come in with the house, and we're finagling, like you're literally craning 2 big, huge pieces of this giant home, and it's kind of a dance right in between other finished properties, so this is kind of a one-off lot right in St. Paul. And so that was a little nerve-wracking because you see this, very heavy home being craned over other homes and trees and things like that. So aside from that, once the house was all on here, it was just working with our, general contractor, Superior Classic, to have the roofing pieces that need to be connected, in addition to the siding, and the garage was being built at all at the same time, in addition to, COVID and lots of other things that have been affecting us over the past year. But we're so excited. The home is all 100% ready, and more, even better, it's sold. And unfortunately, the other 4 buyers that did not get the home had asked, do you have any more coming? So, I'm hoping that our next project goes a lot faster, guys. And again, it's just making sure that we have the right people in place so that we can all kind of move more seamlessly. That'd be the best thing. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned. We'll have a video walkthrough of the entire home so you guys can check it out. Again, this is Ask Nancy. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.